All right, all right, all right. Shh. All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, coming with a message. I had to change um, live screening from one laptop to the other because one is still acting up. So here I am. Sister Deborah is coming with the message, and this message is, can they really see what's happening? Can they really see what's happening? And I'm saying that because the Most High kind of froze me. He didn't want me to talk about what I had planned. Being so, he says, everything is clearly seen. Don't go into trying to reveal what the world is doing and what's happening when it's clearly seen. And you know what? I truly understand. At first, I didn't, but I understand exactly where he's coming from. What he's saying is, if individual cannot actually see what's taking place in the world, leave them alone. Don't remind them. Don't, no matter how powerful that darkness and evil is in the world and what the world is doing, don't go trying to reveal it to them because it's standing there right before them. That's what he said. It's right before them. It's nothing that they cannot see, Deborah. It's right before them. The reason why, if they cannot see, is because they are a part of what it is. That's why they won't speak on it. They won't teach on it. They won't preach on it. They won't bring it to any type of light because he said it's in them. What is actually going on is it shows who they are within. Okay? So he said, all of those videos that you saved, don't go onto the page expounding on them because they know. See, so what he's letting me know, in the day in which we are in, it's not a day in which we're going to be able to blame someone else in, oh, I didn't know this was happening, I didn't see it, I didn't understand it, I wasn't aware. The Father is saying to me, as a prophetess in the wilderness, he said, his servant, don't go taking the world and expounding on what it's actually doing. And he knew where I was coming from because I was going to clam on top. But he did not want me to rear up like that. For what? He even spoke to me about you talking to brick walls. They haven't responded to anything. So therefore, don't make nothing clearly seen in their eyes. They support the world. Let them serve the world and support the world. And let them think they on high on a hog because they sitting up in the corner thinking they getting something and they get nothing because the hearts are not right with the Most High Yah. So he said, don't go expounding, don't go clamming on top, don't go all of this stuff just like you seen it, Deborah. That's how clearly it's seen. And I'm like, but Father, it's so horrible. But it don't matter, Deborah. This is the sort of stuff they like. This is the sort of stuff that they even apply to their own lives. They're not moved, Deborah, by what's going on in this world. People are not moved by it. It does not prick their little heart. It doesn't do anything, for them to know anything that's taking place in the world. because they will portray to be the light and claim that I'm not in the world, so I don't need to know what's going on in the world. But you are in the world. You're just supposed to be not of it. So see, it's actually telling you exactly what he's trying to tell me. He ain't trying. He's telling me, don't go trying to show them something. Don't go be trying to break it down and reveal what the light has revealed unto you. Don't go giving it to, because you're talking to a lot of brick walls. They've been brick walls. Because not only are they brick walls, that's the same level of heart they have. Their heart is just that hardened. You remember he said in the end days, they're going to have hardened heart. That's what he's talking about. And just because they sit back and listen to you don't mean that their heart is not hardened, y'all. Don't believe that. They're a stone brick wall. That means they don't move at nothing. They just stand there, okay? And they need to stand there. So what he was explaining, because my message was, can they really see what's happening? And the Father wants me to understand, yes, Deborah, they can see it just as clear as you see it. So don't go taking what the world is doing and expounding on it. They ain't listening to you, period. They haven't listened to me at all. Because if they did, they'll be a different person by now. In the light. I hear an animal crying. But, so I'm glad he stopped me. Because I had some things, and I was starting from Genesis, y'all. I was going to start in on what's happening and how it's matching something that's actually been said. And that it's not hiding. It's clearly seen. So I'm so grateful to have him in me, that he revealed these things from the inside level, not so much on the outside. It's for the inside. And he's telling me, don't overwork yourself, Deborah. I know you're feeling this thing. And I know this thing is thick. I know it's pitch black. But don't go trying to bring this beautiful light of what is righteous and bringing it, taking it and lifting all this darkness and handing it to darkness. For what? The darkness is what's loving it. So you don't have to do that. Because as I began to, when I woke up early this morning, there was so much I've heard. And I said, well, Dad, you mean these people finally knew? They finally say something. But he was saying they've been saying something, just like I've been saying something. He said it's just that people don't care about what is being said. Because I want to say to you all, if you think you got away with something, getting a COVID-19 shot, you in more than what you thought you were bargaining for. Oh, yes. All of it's coming to light. To me, it's already been in light. Because I went speaking about it back in 21. But what I'm seeing people talk about now, it's like exactly what he was telling me. You've been speaking it for the longest. But do you get these people to hear that? They hear what they want to hear. They think what they want to think. They feel the way they want to feel. And he said they're entitled. Because I was trying to figure out, I said, well, you said you're going to pour out a strong delusion. What kind of stuff is that? He said, Deborah, they're going to believe the lie. And if you're ever wondering why the broad gate is said to be so broad, it's because the lie is already in them. It's in them. Want me to tell you what he said? He said, it's in them and it overrides the truth that came with the breath. So that's what he's talking about. So don't waste your time. Because it's already in them to believe the lie over the truth that was already in them with the breath. So they knew. But yet, he said, the lie. So if they already believe the lie, well, what would be the purpose of pouring out a strong delusion if they already believe the lie? When you do something like that, you're actually saying, I'm going to make sure you stick with the lie. And no matter what light comes to your way, you're going to still stick with the lie. And I salute the Father for that, because that is so true. That is what is happening. The lie is so heavy, and it's something that's so important to people to live by, to walk by, to talk by, to breathe by, to where he's actually saying they're going to stick with what they come down here to be, the lie. Did I put the truth in them? Yeah. But I also, truth came in all, like the breath came in all, and the spirit of his image came in all. But the lie overweighed it all. That's why the gate is so broad. That's why they go that way, happy and smiling. A lot of you all would not even believe that. People are going into the broad gate smiling. Everywhere I go, when I see people, they are so delighted to follow the multitude. And I make sure I go the opposite way. Whether I'm on the highway, I'm in the store, I'm in any place where a lot of people are located. Let's say everybody's standing over in this line because they're waiting for their tickets. I get out of the line, y'all. I'm bad at that. I would get out. I would not follow the multitude. Because in the reality, in the spiritual reality, they ain't following nothing in the proper order. You see, they ain't following nothing. So I would rather for the line to even go down before I stand before the line. And that's the way to the narrow gate and to the broad. Don't go where you see everybody going. I know. That's the only way your heart feel good. I know it. That's the only way your heart pump. That's the only way your heart feel it's in love, if it follow the multitude. So again, what is this here? My battery. Wait a minute. Let me get my plug for my laptop. I don't know. I switched laptops. I waited for my son. He came home yesterday, or the day before yesterday, to fix it to where I can at least look at it. He couldn't do nothing with it. So I'm like, okay, just put it back where it's at. Okay. So it's still where it's at. But as I was saying, that I really wanted to cover 15 videos that I download. And the Spirit didn't want me to do that. And they were so powerful, you guys. It was so powerful. And I will not deny the fact that it was, the videos were truth. What a lot of people don't understand, when you see them video and showing you videos and they look poor quality and they look like, you know, some smeared like, and it looks poor quality, take it for what it is, what is actually being shown in that video. Because a lot of times when it's poor quality like that is because they're trying to take the video, do the video while no one's seeing them. They're trying to do it secretly so you could see exactly what's taking place. You know, and many of you all have no idea of what really is actually taking place. And it's okay that you don't know, because many of you are going to sleep anyway. So I guess it don't make any difference. And a lot of people that are up in age and elderly, they really believe that not knowing it is better than anything. This is why you cannot measure the Father which is the Most High Yah, His Holy Spirit in you. Because what would you measure it by? You don't know nothing. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't heard nothing. So what are you gonna measure it by? And that's what most people, 99.9 of the Christians, they figure, hey, I know I'm going to heaven, and I know the rapture is coming to get me because I'm just a decent, good person that ain't done nothing to nobody. Baby. It ain't what you done to anyone. It's who He knew you were when He sent your tail down here. You see, and that's what people don't understand. That's why people say what they would say when all the babies that's born that dies, they go back to the to heavens, right? They go straight back to heavens, or they go to the kingdom. No, that's not true. That's not true. Because a child that's born, let's say born and he was stillborn, or he was born and he didn't even get the breath. He don't have no spirit, so he can't be going back to heaven. I know it's better for the lie to take on and take over the truth, but people don't want to teach the truth. They want the people to think your baby going to heaven, and nothing shows them that. So then when you get to a child that did receive the breath and he only lived 3 hours, but he received the breath. What was the breath? It gave him a spirit. So already that spirit is going to be judged based on what he come down here to do or to be and to represent. That's what people don't get. They just think because you being born, a baby, and they don't understand who predestined that child and what side of that child. Now, even Satan knows that because he told him that your seed and my seed, who's going to bring them seeds down? Come on now. Who's going to bring them seeds down? To where one going to be, head's going to be crushed and the other one healed. Come on, going to be bruised. Who going to bring them two seeds down that one head going to get crushed and the other heel is going to be bruised? Who brought them down here like that? You see? But we don't want to accept the fact that that's what you call strictly spirit and truth. That's the light. That's the reality of it. But we would rather tell everybody, even at the funerals and when people pass away, they go in their heavens. So they would rather go up on a pulpit and preach as if those people are already in the kingdom. See, even when they're dead, they got to lie. You see what I'm saying? So if a person has died and the whole family and everybody in the sanctuary is lying about this person that just passed away, so you understand this is a person that's gone, dead, never see again, but they still lying on them. You get what I'm saying? So just imagine the type of lies they're telling you and you living. To where they ready to tell lies to somebody dead. I've seen them put people in the kingdom even after they didn't kill, destroy, all kind of things that they've done. But yet they sitting up in the kingdom. You at his funeral and you have the audacity to be someone who says you know some word. And you up on a pulpit talking about and heaven's receiving them, and let's just give God thanks that he's in heaven now, and no more pain and no more suffering, no more drugs and all this here. All this stuff. See how they willing? And see, y'all might look at me all cockeyed, but it's something to think about. It's just showing you the level of how people will go all the way to lie, even on the very dead. It's best that you just give a sermon that blesses Yah and sit your tail down somewhere. That's it. Don't give no sermon making these people angels from the heaven that was so good and so excellent that heavens then put them next to his throne. But that's the way, the mindset of people. That's the lie he's talking about. Don't go telling them, Deborah, what's all going on in the world. But it's just one. It's one that I can show y'all. Only the one. I'm only allowed to show this one, and I'm going to show it to you. But it's just that it's just so much that we as individuals have lied about and keep lying about. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people say that Is it really worth knowing? Why should we know? You don't have to know. Because that's what he was saying in Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. They rejected. See, a lot of y'all think because they don't want to know. Oh, I don't watch the news because they just be lying and they just be telling they too much evil and too much. I don't watch TV, too much darkness, too much this. No matter what, baby, you need to check your darkness in you first and foremost. How about that? Because that's the first thing you need to learn about. Your worst enemy is not the television and the news and Satan and the demons. Your worst enemy is you. Now, how you gonna turn off you? How you gonna do it? See, everybody use everything wicked to not own the light. And that wicked way of thinking is what they live on and they down. That's why when he said in Hosea, let me say it like that, in Hosea, that my people, and I'm like saying, why are you calling them your people? They perish. That means they die. And that don't mean the death just of the flesh. That means totally. Why? Because the form of rejecting. What are they rejecting? You see? Truth. They darkness don't want nothing but the lie. They don't want truth. They'll run from that like they running a marathon. Now, I was allowed only this one to show, and this is the only one that I'm allowed to show you. But even this one here, it's just really, really, honestly, extremely a lot. But this is the only one that I will be able to. The other ones I won't be able to show. Oh man, it's just too. It's just too much. And you know what? It's I can't even find it. So that must be another sign. I cannot even find it. And that must be another sign. Don't show that one either. Because I can't even find it. And I got like 15 of them on there. And that one there is just breaking down um, how much trouble people are really in as far as those who have received the juice. I put it like that. But the reason why that one was important is so that people can make sure they go before the throne of the Most High Yah, because that one is a real critical situation. Do you all know that I've been around, and just everywhere I go, even my thoughts in my mind when I go there, I think about, Father, everything that this country has created, from our toothpaste to our mouthwash to our milk to our water to our air we breathe, the pots that we cook in. I mean, just everything. They have, how could they have taken all these years to work on creating it and putting stuff in it to destroy our insides. This is why this is the only country. Do y'all know that? Do y'all understand this is the only country that poison their people like that? And that's why I don't understand what is going on in this country where nobody can really grip the fact that, wait a minute, they've been doing all this all these years, and not one, you don't hear not one group of people coming up against it. And then when you hear of them, they say, well, we've been trying to fight it for 100 years, or we've been trying to fight it for 75 years or 50 years. What is so powerful that everybody in this country is under such a mind control by 1% of a people who has done all these things to make sure they destroy our insides, and then turn around, made pharmaceuticals and these doctors and all of them. Do you all know it's really no reason for them to even go and practice medicine and be a doctor? Because if it's about you writing prescriptions to put more poison into a people, you mean your degree gave you that ability to do that? Why can't you step into your degree? Because a lot of you all don't understand, their degree is for the flesh. You see, it ain't, and the flesh don't do nothing right. And I know you all might say, but degrees, and everybody got a degree here and a degree there, here. They went to school for this, they went to school for that. So what? The schools are owned by the 1%. Do y'all know who that is? The Roman Catholic Jesuits, the fake ooze, and the Europeans made up, especially the Jesuits. They're the one that made up elementary, preschool, early education for babies, high school, college, trade school, and anything after that. They're the one made all that up. So you see who's ruling? So how is it that they can make all of these things up to educate everybody in the way that they wanted you to be educated? It hurt me to hear what I heard this morning. People coming up with videos and showing you AI ain't nothing. These videos, you can tell that these are not AI. AI videos gonna be more sharp because it's out to get you. But these individuals who's doing their search and bringing up these videos showing what we all, I mean, I knew, and I'm trying to figure out, when Father, here they got what they call the receipts to what I've been saying. They got the receipts to it. How is it they can show all these people on YouTube and TikTok what you've taught me? They got the receipts. It tells you where the mind of people are at today. It really does. It's in the gutter, where it was and where it is and where it's gonna be. That's just it. And I stand back and I be trying to, and I do. I be trying to get the Most High to make it make sense, y'all. He ain't gonna make it make sense. Because he said, it is what you see that it is. That's the sense of it, Deborah. And I be wanting him to make it make sense, Father. Y'all make it make sense. Ain't no sense gonna come out of it, Deborah. Because the sense is what you see. It is what you see that it is. And I just can't believe that we today, anybody got anything to say in the live chat regarding anything. Here it is. And I want you somebody and I don't know if anyone would say they've seen this. This is the only one I'm allowed to show you, okay?
Remote controllable prime if your legs are chubby, soft, and puffy.
You just insist on. There it is. So I'm going to let you all see this here, and I don't know, and we don't have to talk about it.
What? What you're looking at right here is
I cannot believe this. You know what? That's
what you're looking at right here is extremely high end.
This is the too many
What you're looking
times.
at right here is extremely high.
It's keep doing this, so I guess it is really saying, Deborah, don't. I guess that's what it's saying. Don't show it. Don't show it. I think I better sit that down, or I'm gonna get some trouble. I know I'm gonna get into some trouble if I don't stop. The prophecies will and going to be fulfilled. Yes. Okay. Yes. But guess what? The prophecies is set up in a way that if you don't have the light to understand the prophecies, you're going to miss them. That's a good point that you're making. But the prophecies, as we read them, it's not coming that route. It's not coming that route. It's not coming that route. It's going to be similar, but it's not coming that route. Just like COVID, just like 2008 when they took all those foreclosed homes, when they start to take the homes from and the properties and the business from people. You ain't gonna see that as a prophecy, but it is a prophecy, therefore. But you're not. Reason why is because when man went in, he kept you from seeing the true prophecies. That's why the prophecies are already taking place. And like you said, it's going to be. The Father would say to you today, they have been. It's just that we're seeing it in a way that we have not. It's actually happening. We're looking for the prophecy that makes sense to us to be the prophecy. You see what I'm saying? I've learned that from the Most High Yah. Because you know how I learned that? I go before him. I said, wait a minute. Something wrong with this here. Why is this? And it had not I asked the question, I would not know that the prophecies ain't coming. You remember the drying up of the Euphrates River? You remember the two witnesses? All the things that we're looking, the reason why we're not seeing what's going on, because we're looking at it based on how we read it. You see? And the Father is saying, nope, it's not coming like that. Not only that, that is not the only thing that has not, the prophecies have been brought forward and we missed it. Because we're seeing it in a way and we're looking for it in a way, like you said, going to be. You see, we as if it has not taken place, but it has. But we was looking at it in the way that they wrote it in the book. We as individuals who don't know spirit and truth or don't have the full light to see it, if you really sit down and I'm gonna tell you why you can't see it. It's the very same thing. He won't let me put this here up. The same thing. He said, Deborah, it's already out there, clearly seen. But we're looking for the prophecy in a certain way. And the prophecy has come and gone. And we're still waiting for it to come. So when I'm sitting up at 5, not what time this morning I woke up? I woke up early, and I was just I grabbed my phone and saw it. I don't know if you get your phone. There's one thing on there telling you about this, and then you end up just looking through this, do this, and you sit here looking at this, and you was like, I'm like, they got receipts. They showing it. And the only way I got comfort was when the Spirit explained to me, but Deborah, you've been telling it. You've been teaching it. You've been speaking on it. You see how I couldn't match it to the fullness of what they're showing us? Because we're looking at it. We're looking at the prophecies one way. And the only way we think it's coming. It's not coming the way we see it in our natural eyes. Let me just say it like that. It's not coming that way. And this is what caused people to say, well, as long as it ain't me, and I ain't got nothing to do with it, I have the Holy Spirit. I know I'm in there. I ain't worried about what they do. You see? You ain't worried because you ain't seen no prophecy, because you don't know what to look for. So he's sitting here saying they clearly seen. He said, Deborah, don't go giving them all them videos. All that stuff is clearly seen. Now watch this. Watch this here. Now the Spirit said that to me this morning, right? He said, now, those are some of the things you have already said. You done spoke about. And I'm like, but Father, they got the receipts, and here it is, broken all the way down. Here it is. Here it is. He said, but Deborah, you've been speaking it. You've been teaching it. But look what? These prophecies they have here, guess what? Your message says the Most High prophecies will and going to be done. Will and going to be, they already. We're waiting for the wrong thing. See what I'm saying? And that's why he was saying for me not to teach it, because you're talking to a lot of brick walls. They're not hearing it. And it's no need in you getting reared up finna break this thing down to them when you've been telling them all the time. If these videos is actually showing you your front door is already set, I'm just kind of exaggerating, to take you out. That's how potent these videos is, got receipts showing you what the prophecy already prophesied. And he said, well, why you want to show it to them? If it's already the prophecy, you've been teaching it. Here they go showing the receipts. So what do you want to teach on YouTube? What are you going to tell them? And then exactly what you just said, his will and his prophecies will be done. He wants you to know, baby, it's already done. You missed it. Why? Because we bombard ourselves with the things of the world. We too surrounding the things of the world. And when we find ourselves not surrounding the things of the world, then you would say, okay, no, these are the prophecies that already that took place. This and took place. Because already you can feel that, wait a minute, these things going on and ain't nobody talking about it. Ain't nobody saying nothing. So my whole cry is, what's going on? And ain't nobody saying nothing. The prophets, I'm talking about the prophecies. They have taken place. And no one acting as if it has even taken place. So when I hear these videos on TikTok and where else and on YouTube, I'm like saying, well, wait a minute, Father, wait a minute. They got the receipts. And that's when he had to comfort me. I needed the Holy Spirit to comfort me. And he did an excellent job, as always. And how he comforted me by telling me, but Deborah, those are the same things you've been talking about. Same things. These people pulling out the receipts. You know what the receipts is? See, the Father said, Deborah, you finna come on YouTube and you want to do a topic on these 15 situations you see that has receipts. But baby, what they telling you is what already been done. These people ain't receipts. It's not something that's coming or going to happen. They already happened. You just missed it. That's the whole ideal I was saying, that when I say it goes over your head, or when I say it's already taking place, and why people won't see it, why they don't want to do this? Because my response is, the prophecy is taking place, Father, and nobody doing nothing. Everybody just sitting thinking it's it ain't nothing taking place. Oh, but let me tell you, I am grateful to know that these things have taken place. And that's the hurt part of it, is to know that they have and they still taking place right before us, but we missing it. We missing it because we looking for it a certain way and to happen to a certain people. And the way we have been taught it and to believe it, it's going to happen. It's already happened and things are still happening. But see, what's also that gets me hot is when they can believe everything that the world tells them. And when you giving them the warnings of what y'all say that's already taking place, they can't feel that same way. But let what they doing in New York, they're trying to get out of New York right now. I don't know if y'all know that or not. It is said that the Jewish people are trying to vanish out of New York, and they trying to piece it together. Why are they all taking our way? Why are all of them running in New York? Where are they going? Why are they running? Because they got sense enough to know something about to happen. But when Sister Deborah tell y'all something didn't shift, you go in one ear and out the next. Oh, she ain't talking about nothing. You see? Because you can't receive it coming from the servant of the Most High, the light or the spirit and truth of those who have come down to speak it and bring it forth. But when the world tells it, oh yeah, I can see it, I get it now, I understand it now. You see what they doing? So when I'm early in the morning, I'm sitting here going through my phone, and at first I thought darkness was picking on me. I thought darkness, this is what I thought. I thought the darkness was picking on me so early in the morning because I had so much to do, y'all. And I thought it was just wanting to pick at me all morning. But when I began to see what was in these videos, I was like, but that's what I said. That's what I knew. I can't believe they got, it wasn't that they had the receipts and I was looking at it as the receipt. I'm saying it now. But I was looking at it and said, well, I can't believe they know what I'm talking about. They get it. They get it. So that's what made me go to the next video, the next video, the next video, the next video. These people pulling, let me tell you one. The one I can't, he keeps stopping me from pulling it up. I better stop and be obedient. It's the one that they showing you on the newsroom. That the one in the newsroom, the two that was in the newsroom that I saw in the video, I remember those. I remember those myself, it being on the news. But they showed you about 30 people going into like a spasm and falling dead. Instant. When they hit the floor, they dead. They were showing you all these people and how all of them did the same thing. They stretched out like they were in a spasm, and they stretched out and they fell to the side, or they fell to this side, or they fell backwards. And they was explaining they was breaking it down that all of these people is sudden, and just sudden death. And then they broke, y'all, I wish I could have showed y'all the video, but I'm going to be obedient. The way that they broke it down, it was what I've been saying all the time. But what got me, I believe it's going to be, they're going to raise it to the 7. I said that in 2021. That they gonna get that G to the 7, and that's when hell gonna let loose. They were breaking it down, showing you how the people were falling, and the connection is when that 5G glitz or whatever they call it, it's a word they say. This was what made people fall dead. Okay, see. People, 2021, when they first came up with this mess, I knew already that this wasn't something that people should have been making it okay, or oh, everybody dying and everybody going sick, everybody getting sick, everybody dying. Look what this happened. Eyes should have been wide open what was going on. But because it was not, now you finna feel that effect. See, you thought you felt the effect because oh, everybody went to get their COVID shots and they took that the swab in their mouth and in their nose. And I was constantly saying, howling and acting a fool, telling the people the biochemical is on the Q-tip. Don't let them put it in your nose. Don't let them go in your mouth. People, they putting it in there. You couldn't tell nobody. But then, let me tell you when I stopped. When this one doctor, she was a European, and I said, if she's not afraid to say it, that's it. If they don't hear her, it's meant for them to bring this country down from within. And that's what they're doing. They doing an excellent, I'm going to give it to them, an excellent job. Because the country has been rotten to one another and rotten to people and evil and wicked and hateful and all kind of things that heaven saw that it is, and it was, to where he's allowing them to deal with it from within. You thinking you better than another person or another nation? You think you should have privileges and all of this stuff? They ain't. I'm telling you, people, you ain't seen nothing. A lot of what you already know, but ain't seen the receipts of what you don't know in the food that you're taking in and how it's going to affect you probably less than a year. But people don't care about that. But they don't understand the prophecies. This is what people don't understand about the prophecies. People think the prophecies is when Yah has prophesied something to come to pass. That's not the prophecy, y'all. That's not the proper way of seeing the prophecies. Because guess what the Spirit of the Most High taught me? See, the prophecy is not looking at Yah toward what is going to come to pass. He's really letting us show us what the darkness is doing that's going to cause the prophecies to come to pass. See, we're thinking that the prophecies has not yet come because Yah in control over it. And when we see it, it's the way what he gonna do. But what you didn't understand, he don't have to step nowhere off his throne to do anything. Nothing. Why would you think he saved the evil for the days of evil for? Huh? You know why he saved created? He said, I created evil for the what? The day of evil? For what? To fulfill the prophecies. And that's why we can't see that the prophecy is already taking place. Why? Because we're looking at the prophecies as something, oh, when y'all come, he gonna do this, he gonna do this. His prophecy said this, his prophecy. But what you don't understand, his prophecy is not saying he gonna come here to do it. His prophecy is warning you what the darkness is gonna do. And we're looking for him to do it. He ain't coming off that throne until he's ready to make sure that the house of Israel and the strangers get to Mount Zion. That's when he pull up off the throne. Outside of that, all the prophecies already taking place. And I'm sitting here looking for Euphrates River. They say it's all dried up. Where is the four things that's supposed to be coming up? See, we're looking at four beasts coming up out of the ground. He's trying to tell us when you can't see darkness for what it is, it's a beast in itself. And we're looking for certain things. When you look at that man, that president over in Israel, when you look at him, he's a beast already. You see? And we're waiting for the Euphrates River to dry, for the four beasts to come up from out of the Euphrates River to start some sort of war to all these people gonna get killed. We can't see that subject to be right before us. But because we looking at it the way we reading it, because we thinking it's something, oh, y'all gonna do this and he gonna do this. He's just letting you know their evil and their darkness is going to do the majority of everything we see regarding the prophecies. His prophecies is just there to warn us. This is going to happen, y'all. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Because he knows what's going to happen before it happens. So he's given us some sort of idea of what's going to happen that's leading up to everything, even the prophecies themselves. See, on the way, another one I realized is when he come talking about when he come how the sun and the moon and the stars gonna fall out the sky. And here we are teaching 3 days of darkness. You see? We're looking for 3 days of darkness that took place in Egypt. What is it? Exodus. When Moses went to Pharaoh. We're looking for 3 days of darkness. Why can't we look? Why are we looking at the moon and the stars falling out the sky and the sun giving up their glory, which is their light? See, we ain't gonna look for it. The moment the 3 days, not the 3 days, the moment it get dark like that, guess what? We ain't gonna be looking for the Most High Yah. We're gonna be saying something man done that caused this. You see? What are they talking about? China got built something already that can cover the sun. Oh yeah, they're already talking about it. So when it all said and done, the way that the prophecies are set up, it's not so much as the way we reading it to be. A lot of it has already taken place. We way behind. We way behind. Talking to the 7 churches, you think he waiting to talk to the 7 churches? No, where is the 7 churches? 99.9 can't pull it up. You see? That's that, but was not that a prophecy? So how is it that the prophecy said the 7 churches, and we passed Revelation 1, 2, and 3. Come on now. Where he was telling him to talk to the churches. That time is over. You remember the 4 horses? The red, the black, the white, and the pale? Those things has already taken place, and what? They're still taking place. Because they're not the type of horses that's coming down here to do just what it said. They're coming down here to do it until everything is over. See, we thinking it's coming down just to do that, and then it's going to get its butt back where it come from. No. See, that's why I was saying, when you get into the prophecy, it has to come from a level of the Holy Spirit that's in you. He has to level those prophecies out to let you know which one you're standing in right here today. Because if not, no prophecy has come to pass. Not one come to pass. Because we're still waiting for it. And do you really believe that the prophecy has not come to pass? Yes, they have. But we're waiting for a certain way that it's going to take place in the way we were taught and the way we believed. Okay? Sure did. So you just saw that too on the news when they stole his savings. Did you see the other one where that old black man? He was old and he had paid off his house. Matter of fact, it's been 3. They had paid off their house and had no idea that they had raised their taxes and didn't send them a note informing them. And guess what? Other foreign countries had bought their houses already. And they thinking, and it's guess what? They ain't gonna win. They can't win. And this is sort of stuff I'm explaining to you all when Sister Deborah is all up and tight about why ain't nobody saying that, nobody ain't doing all this stuff going on. This is what I'm talking about. Just imagine. Each one of them had their own home. Paid off, y'all. And you know what? The lady house was $460,000. And she was a black woman. And the other black man, his was $300,000. $300,000. And the elderly lady, she just lost out because I don't know what hers was, but her daughter tried to get it and keep it and couldn't keep it because they would take it had been sold off because the taxes wasn't paid. What happened to their family members that allowed this to happen to them? What happened in their lives to where family members, friends, next door neighbor, no one could communicate with them? Because sometimes when you get into your lifestyle and you think everything going good for you and you got your T's crossed and your I's dotted, I told y'all those are going to be the heavy fallers. They're going to have to be the heavy fallers because the Father, when he show up and show out, he wants you to see things in the reality of what it is. Because a lot of people don't see, they hear Sister Deborah, but they just say, oh, whatever, she gets out, not mine, they ain't going to do me. Oh, yes. The main thing I can definitely say, if nothing you do represent Yah, you kick to the curb anyway. You see, that's what they don't understand. They can't come take anything from you when you serving Yah with what you got. You know why? Let me tell you why. Because they can't touch it. Because Yah is in the midst of it. He has some connection to it. But what he's doing, watch what he's doing. And what you just said here, I saw that. But his whole savings, it wasn't his retirement. It was his it didn't have nothing to do with his pension and his retirement. I think it was his whole savings. It had to have been his savings that they took. Yeah, because I don't know if y'all knew this. It had to took place back in 19, probably in the 80s, somewhere in there. Remember when your pension, you work on a job for 20 years and you got a pension? Did y'all know the government went into that and snatched your pension and broke it down to where you only get a little of it per month, to where you could have had a chance to get the whole lump of your pension, or you can get it monthly. But what the government said, we want full control over the pensions. And that's what they did. They did that. And they stopped you from being able to take out your whole pension. And they also stopped you from getting a certain amount. They put a certain percentage on it that you can get only per month. Because their whole idea, and it's not, and I can't really say it's the government, it's that 1% that rules the world. They already got it planned to take everything you have. And if you have not reached that goal yet, hold up just a little while longer. Just a little while longer. You're going to feel the impact. Okay? So about that, I think you're right. I think it was his savings, because they didn't touch his retirement and his pension, but they did take, I think, what he had. That's what I think they took what he had. And you know what? They doing it with the homes like crazy. And I'm like saying, but Father, but the people don't see it. But you know what? When you get back to the book and you study it, the Holy Spirit will come and live in you, and he will teach you from that day on the reality of what's actually taking place. Okay? Someone said they tore down and then called themselves building up. Well, yeah, they tore a lot of things down. And I noticed that in this state, they call themselves building up. And I'm like saying, for what? This thing is over. That is so true. The 4 horses. Yep. They came. You know what? I thought this was me. I was reading it and I said, okay, that's a prophecy that's going to take place. And once that, what's the next one? That's how I was looking at it. And the Father said, Deborah, this prophecy don't end. Why would I send horses to do something like that? All the things that these horses are going to do just to bring them back. No, Deborah. They're there to stay. You know why they're here to stay? They're here as, like you said, a full judgment to the earth. You see, and we're thinking that, okay, the 4 horses, we passed Revelation 6. No, baby. Revelation 6 is making a heavy statement. And what happened? Guess what? Right here today, you'll never get anyone to say it, that the Father is judging the earth. They won't say it. They don't see nothing that's going on that can match those 4 horses actually taking place. See, and that's what I keep saying to the Father, why can't nobody see these things? And he keep telling me, Deborah, you can't see if you in darkness, can you? And I keep having to tell my stupid self, these things need be, and it is going to be the way he said it is. It's going to go the way he said it's going to go. Because if you really think about it, I was thinking, okay, you son, we passed. This is what I said to the Father. I said, okay, Father, we didn't pass the 4 horses, and we felt that impact. You ain't felt nothing, because the horses ain't coming back. They got a mission on the earth. You see. And what is the who you think portraying the horses? You see, we thinking it's the prophecies that was released. It's the prophecies that's being released, but who's doing the act on the earth? You see, who's actually doing the act of those 4 horses? Think about it. Okay, someone says it's wickedness that we see. Yep, we seeing it at a high level. Yep, they took it. Yep, that's what I heard. So I wanted, because I guess the pension, he allowed the companies to just take all their pensions, because I know they said they stopped it, but I'm just still saying that just you see how that works? What happened to all those people? Money. I know they cut the pensions way back, and they took the government. They said it's the government, but it's really the elites that's ruling all this here, y'all. They put a killing onto the people, and the people acting like they don't even feel it. So why do they continue to get away with it? It is off the chain. It is off the chain. And then I heard about who the people that are considering themselves the Jews, who they are. They were people. Now, did y'all hear about them? Let me see. Yep. Yep. They say I've been hearing that for years. Yeah. And that's what they say today. That's what they say today. Everybody said that. Oh, we've been hearing that for years. You've been saying that for years. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you. I had someone that come on my comment that had followed me years ago, y'all, years ago, and she was talking about that video I had when I think I was saying. I can't even remember what all I was saying, but whatever it was, what's in that? What was in that? I don't know. She said hello. She said hello, and she said, yeah, you've been saying that. You've been saying that. But see, the sad thing about it is, even in her study guide told her that that's what the wicked would say. Where is this coming? You've been saying that. Where is he? What is it? We don't see nothing happening. It told us in the end they would say that. And when you think of it, it's like you cannot match today like no other time period. You just can't, people. He said it will be like a day like no other. And I feel that thing. 65 years old, and I can feel that this is not like the norm, you guys. And for us to look at it as, something that's not really taking place, it's really, it's okay though. It's okay. But it is. It's okay. So only thing I look at is the Father would allow them, which is the elites, to turn up the flame. See, that's what people don't understand. They're going to continue to turn it up until somebody say, wait a minute, hold up, we feel that thing. That's what's going to happen. And that's why I believe that there is some sort of shift. I can't explain it because he didn't give me the fullness, but there's some sort of shift that's being shifted. And it's something that can't even be explained. But I guess it's something we must feel and see. We must see and feel because it is a shift that's taking place. And I don't know for sure what it is, but it's a shift that we all are going to see it and we all are going to feel it. So I don't know what it is, but I do know the Father is doing what he knows to do best. And from what I can see, even if he has to turn everything up, I'm okay with that because I'm grateful for him allowing me to see it heated up as it is, to where if he turned it up any higher, I'll be okay because I already can see it. I can feel this thing. It's not something that I can really turn around and say, oh, it ain't nothing going on, ain't nothing really. And people running around here. Something else they said in that one that I was telling you, that one video that I saw, it talked about the flu shot. It's connected to the COVID shot. It's no different, you know. And let me see what else. It was just the idea of seeing all the people die. Who could have done that? Who went out to film all those people dying like that? Who made that video showing you? And they did because the way they were standing up and they fall to hit the floor, you can see it. You just about feel it. And the way that they on the football field and on everything, everything was showing you exactly what was taking place. And they said it was connected to those who have received the COVID. The people don't really understand what's growing inside their bodies. They have no idea what's growing inside. Mm-hmm. But they said it has. The towers has a big role, and no one ever questioned the fact that in 2000, 2001, 2002, even 2004, they were so embedded into making sure the towers was everywhere. They was making, even before the COVID came out, that same year, they were making sure that the towers, they had put up towers all over the place. They was on that. Oh yes, but one thing y'all must understand, how great he is in you. You see what I'm saying? Tune in to the Most High that's in you, because that's where the true teacher is. And I'm telling you, he can really teach you some things. I'm gonna give y'all an example. No, I better not take y'all there. I better not tell y'all about that. But it's something that the Spirit brought back to my remembrance about a family member, and I said, no, I better not go there. But the key is I had to go back and think about everything I had to say to counsel this individual. But as I see it today, it was exactly the way I was giving the individual the information. And I sit back and see it today, and it's just so hard, y'all. It is so hard to believe that 2 years ago you wanted me to counsel you on this, and to see it for what it is today of what you wanted me to talk about. I mean, regarding it and counsel you regarding it, and to see it in plain view. Let me share something with y'all. If ever you run up on a people or a person that acts as if they fear the word of Yah, get away from them. I don't care who it is in your life. I don't care how much you love them. I don't care what. You have to. Most people, 99.9, wouldn't get away because the flesh is just that detached to darkness. That's how horrible the flesh is. But there are people who don't want you to talk at all. At all. Because they're afraid of truth. And you go around and you be thinking, okay, when that's just a little bit too much for them. I'm just going too deep, or maybe I'm putting more on them than they can handle. And you come up with all these reasons to try to make it okay. But as I learned, because when I had to do that counseling, that was like 2 years ago, but it was a week ago, I learned that all of that time, which it took about 2 hours to do the counseling, right? All that, I don't know what all that time it took to do the counseling. I felt good, but I was always, guess what was behind it? I was wondering, what was that all about? What was that all about? But guess what? Sister Deborah covered both ends. I covered the way it is in the natural, and then I covered the way it is in the spirit. But what I learned was this, and I'm going to show you that Sister Deborah don't know everything. What I learned a couple of weeks ago was there are individuals that's down here that will never, ever, 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 ever come to the light. And they want no part of the words of the light. Even if they got to portray the fear of it and make it so, let me use the right word, so, what word can I use? They just don't like, and that's sad, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. That's real sad. That is so sad, y'all. Because when you think of it, you got to know. Now you have to, not me, but I'm talking about me, not you all, but me. I have to accept what he already told me. You have to accept who's who and what's what. You can't just place people in the light because you want them in the light. Okay? You can't place people in the light because you want them in the light. There are people here on this earth that then already showed people, I'm strictly dark. I want the world. I don't care what you say, nobody say. That's what I want. And they portray it up to the highest and to the utmost. Know how to still run your journey and let them run theirs. But let not they hinder you in any shape, form, or fashion. Because their darkness has this fear on it that would take everything out of you regarding the Most High Yah. It would strip it out of you. Next thing you know, you want to step in the lane with darkness, and then you get in there, and now you become what the person is, all because you want the person. You see, you love the person, and instead you don't see that, okay, I can still keep my life, and this person, I should not let up my light. I should not let my light go out. I should not let my light dim because this person is afraid of the light. No. And in that, child, let me tell y'all something. I look at that and I realize that is a powerful thing that's happening. It is powerful because flesh is not going to give up flesh for nothing. For nothing. It will give up the spirit and who it loved with Yah before it give up the flesh. So the best thing in that, is to let your light so shine. And when you continue to let your light shine, let that darkness be what it is. It ain't nothing wrong with letting it be what it is. But when you let that darkness switch you up, you messed up. You messed up. Because that's what it's there for. It's coming to put out your light. And let me tell you how. Keep in tune what I just said. Out of fear. They take the ideal of I'm afraid and I'm fearful to hear truth. Anytime somebody say that, or anytime somebody portray that, you messed up. You messed up. You messed up. There's no way you're going to win. Because everything you would do, you would say, and how you would conduct yourself would always be interfering with their spirit. Because this is what happened. When people turned around and made everything about the flesh, they forsaken what the Father says. This is not flesh and blood, y'all. This deeper than that. So it's the battle of people. It's not so much it's the flesh, it's the spirit. When you know the power of the spirit, then you know why these things are the way that it is. But that's what people are missing. Because when they went to church, when they served in the church, when they were in the synagogue and in the temples, when they had their pastors, their bishops, their priests, and their evangelists, their prophets, their prophetess teaching them, they escaped teaching you about the spiritual realm. Like I said earlier, when they know who you are in the spirit, they ain't coming after anything in the flesh. They coming after the spirit of what's in you. You see? But if someone that's on in the dark, if they can stay in their lane, that's good. But when they start coming after your spirit man, how do they come after your spirit man? Okay? It's when they begin to not now have no problem with you in your flesh, but they're coming after what you learn, what you teach, what you believe, and what you understand in the spirit realm. Because see, their spirit didn't come down here to play with your spirit. That's why he called it unequally yoked. See, an egg, you got an egg, and it's the white part and the yolk is in the middle. He wanted us equal in that yolk. Not on the white part where it's considered the flesh. It's the yolk I want y'all equal in. You see, but see, they weren't taught that the yoke is where he wanted you equal in. Because when he sent us down here, he sent the light and he sent the darkness. The light must find the light. The darkness must find the darkness. But what happened is the light got so in tune with the darkness to where it found more pleasure being among the darkness than anything. Do you think that the darkness saw the light? No, it didn't, because the light wasn't portraying itself as the light. The light was portraying itself as flesh and as the dark until it hooks up. And now, or even they hook up and they both loving the world and everything that consists of the world. And then when that light flick on, which is that pin needle light come on, now all of a sudden, the individual that's in the dark don't feel the same way about that one that was in the light, that was in the dark with him. It's just like, let me say that another example. It's just like, you know how you can have a man and a woman in a house, and the woman can be drinking, and she can be just drinking all the time to where she's like an alcoholic. The man is a sober man. He don't drink at all. But when he start taking that first drink, next thing you know, he want another drink. Now he's drinking as much as she is. Okay? Now watch this here. Now he's drinking as much as she is, and now she's now have kicked the habit. She don't drink no more. But look what he took out of what she was doing. Now he's in it, and he's alcohol. Now his liver is bad. He just drinking and messing up all his organs. And he's sick from it. You see? But you see how this person that he met, he stuck with it. And then that person got out of it. And now he's in it. When he met her, he wasn't drinking. You see what I'm saying? And when she got out of it, you would have thought that she would have wanted him out of it and try to help him get out of it. So now she's out of it. She's sober, and now she's looking at him, telling him about what he's doing. And now she feels, hey, I'm holier than thou. You going to hell. But you weren't going to hell when you was drinking before he wasn't. You see what I'm saying? How people can get others. And why? Because the Father said you're looking at the outer man. But it was the spirit of a person that is driven by another spirit. And once you can connect those spirits and see that things is spirit, you'll realize, well, wait a minute, this bigger than what I can even deal with. You're right. Your flesh can outbeat the realm of the spirit. It cannot. It cannot. It's no way you will win. You can't win. That's why he tried to explain to people in the way man rewrote it, but he wanted us to understand it's not so much as the flesh. The battle is never going to be in the flesh. It's going to be in the spirit. And what the spirit do, it drives the flesh to also follow it bad way of thinking. So that's where we been, and that's where things are at. Even with drugs, it's the same way. You can meet somebody and they weren't on drugs, at least you didn't know they were. And then after, 6 months, you realize they dipping in it, and next thing you figure, oh, they gonna get okay. They gonna be okay. Next thing you know, they now drugging every day. And this is the sort of thing that people don't watch out for. Because they figure we equal because we like each other. We love each other. But we don't understand what the yoke really means. That means your spirit. Your spirit is the yoke that he's saying equal. And just because you marry flesh on flesh. He said, and you become one in the flesh. But see, no one ever taught the people in the place of worship or in anywhere that it's not flesh and flesh. It's spirit that comes into a oneness and balance two people out. But when you think of him constantly saying, a man leave a woman, leave his mother and father, and he cleave to his wife, and they become one flesh. What you don't understand, it ain't something that you become one that he's king with. Meaning, it ain't like he loving the fact that you married. He's not. That's flesh. If we can't deal with him in the flesh, what makes us think he's excited for us to be married in the flesh? That's why I was explaining to you all this stuff back in Torah that told you that he was so keen with them coming together with all these women and having all these babies and doing the things that they were doing. Don't let nobody make a fool out of you, because all of that was done out of the what? The flesh. So it can't be something that the Father in the kingdom is so happy about when it's have to do with the flesh. But what he would be happy about is you understanding that the equal came into the yoke and not the flesh. And that's that same yoke is what he say we fight up against. So if you're equal in that spiritual yoke, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. No matter what goes on, y'all going to be able to bounce back. Everything's going to be good and dandy. Why? Because y'all equal in the place in which the Father says equally yoked. Even a person that wasn't equally yoked when they got married, guess what? They can still be equally yoked. It's just two coming together equal. Both seeking ye the kingdom, and they coming together in that. In the yoke part, which is that, what part is that? The spiritual part. But see, nobody wants to go there. No one wants to touch that. You see, because they want to live in this world in the flesh, and they think that it satisfied the Most High to go by the realm of the flesh. And He already told us, y'all, this thing is about the spirit. And it makes a lot of sense. If He's a spirit, then therefore the things that He's involved in on the earth would have to be number one in the spirit. But no, we don't want that. We want everything that they're said in the world and everything they're doing and how they're doing it. That's why we can't look at and see what the 1% is doing to the world. We can't see what the elite's doing, because flesh ain't gonna check them. Flesh ain't gonna say, wait a minute, they doing this, they doing that. No, because the flesh love darkness. Flesh love chaos. This worstest enemy is flesh, and that's what's going on the earth. But see, when you start to feel, when I used to tell y'all, and I still tell you, those prophecies is something you feel. You got to feel that thing. And if you don't feel that thing, you don't know nothing about that thing. Them prophecies, you got to feel. You got to feel them things taking place, because they ain't no laughing matter. They ain't no good feeling. And when you feel it, you still, once you feel it, you end up going into this long suffering and endurance. Why? Because you can feel it. You feel what it is. You can feel that thing in the spirit, exactly what it is, what it stands for, and the hurt part come in, and that you have to endure in long suffering. Same thing with Yeshua. Every time when he said what he said, it tells you that Yeshua said not a word. What do you mean? Yeshua said not a word. Why? Because the reality of what he could have said, he didn't say. Because he could have ended everything right then and there. But he come here to do to fulfill the mission of the Father, not so much as to say something that he wasn't told to say. And he knew that if he could have said, if y'all would have wanted him to, but he said not a word. This is because it wasn't for him. It was for those that's coming after him to have the words to say. Why? Because if you go back to your book, your study guide, it will tell you about a mystery in the end days. And it be those who's coming with the mystery to give you the whole overall of really what has taken place throughout time. What was in the beginning, what is taking place, and what's going to take place. It all is wrapped up in the mystery of the Most High Yah. And another mystery is a lot of the prophecies, y'all, is coming down the flesh. It's coming down the flesh, so don't miss it. It's coming down. Those prophecies, a lot of them coming down the flesh, so don't miss it. The wars where it's going to be that, how many? 1,000 and 3,000 or so many people that's going to lose their lives during that Euphrates river drying up. All I look for, okay, the rivers, when they dry up, it'll be like a battlefield. What's going on there? You look at everywhere everybody's at. What are they bombing? What are they taking down? Who's involved in it? It's so much in it to where you have to look at it and you can just about pinpoint it. But wait a minute. It's just the prophecy that's taking place. You see? Because you don't know it unless you're able to see who's playing the roles in the prophecies. You see? Who is that great number of people passing away? And what country is that from? See, that leads you to see that the prophecies is telling you all these things are happening, and these 4 things that's coming out of the ground, they just going to be something that's going to start something. And they can even be men. This just going to come up here to keep the mess up, to where all those going to lose their lives. Because what? That's the prophecy. And don't look for those prophecies coming in a holy way, in a way, because don't forget, we are in the day of judgment. We're in the day of darkness. So you can't take the prophecies and look for it to be spiritual ways of life. No, you got to see it coming as spiritual ways of darkness, because he ain't coming down here to play with these people. Even the sun and the moon and the stars gonna fall out the sky when he stepped down, just to send a sign. And what is man trying to do? They trying to mimic that role as 3 days of darkness. But I believe that there is going to be a time where some darkness is going to take place, because man is right now tampering with the power grid. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Yes, they are trying to see how they can make it work. Why? Because this is another thing. If they tamper with the power grid, what would they make? What would they mess up? Who knows? Who in the live chat can tell me what would they mess up? First and foremost. Someone says, what if the person is your spouse? He said that the wife can sanctify the husband, and the husband can sanctify the wife. Let your light shine. But while you letting your light shine, he see your light, and then he wants a part of the light that you have that's shining. Not so much as him coming up, trying to come up against you. If he ain't, that's why he said, if the husband who are not saved wants to stay, let him stay. You see, because what he's staying among is the light. You see what I'm saying? It's just that don't let him turn your light around. You get what I'm saying? So only way you can stay in the household is you let your light shine, and you represent the Most High God no matter what. And if he don't, he said, and it tells you, if the wife wanted to stay, the unbeliever wanted to stay, let him stay. If the unbeliever husband want to stay, let him stay. Because why? They staying in the light. But it don't mean for you to give up your light to go and serve them in their darkness. You got to keep your light steady, okay, at all times. And it's not like a battle between the two of you all. It's a balance, to where he start to see when this my wife is really into this. His spirit start to see your light, and if you stay steady and into it, then he'd see that and say, well, wait a minute, she ain't coming to my side, to my darkness. I might as well join her. She look like she got a peace of mind. You see? Oh, don't think the light don't show up and show out. Let people know who you are. Oh yeah, they'll do things, say things, and manipulate their own mind to believe certain things. But when it all said and done, stand in the light. Is that why I feel so sad sometimes? You say you feel sad sometimes. Yeah, that's because when you start to hear stuff that's happening, and you know it's not the norm, but you wonder why nobody is not really expounding or saying, wait a minute, y'all, we need to stop. We all gonna die like this. Nobody says nothing. So it makes you feel like, wait a minute. So is this okay? So this is the way the mind thinks. You see? Okay, someone says all technology. Okay, so the question was, if they turn off the grid, or they turn off the power, what would be the thing that they mess up? You said the technology. That's true. All technology. But what happens? What happens? That mess up AI. AI will never be the same. You see what I'm saying? It will never be the same. So if they do that, that will be one of the reasons why. Because they want AI to fail. Because they're going to be a partaker in it. Because if AI fall in the hole, this whole country is in a ditch, in a hole that they cannot get out of. Never ever will they be able to get out of. See, that's a good way of destroying the inside of this country. It's the inside. So, and you see, they talk about jobs. If you ain't gonna get no job, if you don't practice and go to classes for AI, see, they are controlling the people with AI. and AI is going to control them. But AI is not the enemy. Man is. Okay? The AI cannot be your enemy. Man is. And that's another thing that many people don't want to grip. But when that AI fall in that hole, that glitched, guess what? That's it for everybody. All your information, all your pictures, all your direction, all your studies, all your everything is gone. Why? Because this country put everything under that one standard. And if that standard, which has been known all the time, something like that, when they put stuff under under something like that, all it takes is one glitch. Somebody over in China, a smart, intelligent person, can pull one thing out of AI and cause AI to crumble. But what happens? When AI crumbles, every system in this country crumbles and never to be rebuilt again. That's how simple it is. You see how you can bring a whole country down without even a war? You see how you can bring a whole country down with just one glitch in AI? Because the way they put your banks, I don't know if y'all know that or not, they already put everything under the system. And if AI has a glitch, everything got to fall down. And that's how this country is going to get this country to come down. So when you hear, y'all haven't heard it, but I've heard it, where all the Jews are fleeing New York. They're all fleeing New York by great numbers. And what the people are trying to understand, for them to do that, what's about to happen? You will never get this United States of America to prepare for what is about to happen. That's why it's got to do what it does and bring everybody down to the debris, because no one is looking with their head sharp. They're looking with their head in the ground, assuming that these things cannot be. These things are impossible. You see? And that's what the Father has also wanting us to understand, even in our study guide, the Bible. It tells you everybody's going to think peace, everything together, but that's when everything is going to fall. You see? And you think people are looking for that? No. Especially AI. You see, AI is not human. AI is what human created, you see? And by them creating it, it's going to be something, a glitch. And you know, anything humans create is always an issue. Y'all know that. And it's just, look, AI is something they didn't start it. They've been working on. They didn't start it. Now, let's imagine if they took AI and put, no, I ain't going to imagine. Stop telling them that. Tell them the truth, Devin. They put all your everything under AI. If AI come up with a glitch, or a smart, intelligent person turn around and tap into it, that's it for this country. That's it. That's it. No more food stamps for anyone. No more jobs. No more retirement. No more Social Security. And they know it too. They know it. Why do you think they got a backup? Why do you think they got a backup telling y'all about silver and gold? Why do you think they got a backup? They got a backup. They got several things to back up, because they know that this is what they can't even give you a, yes, they can, a biochemical, because they're going to bring out another one of those too. Before anything is, yeah, they're going to bring out another one of those. The whole idea is destroying the people here in this country. Everybody, the CN, the UC, what is it? All these different groups they got set up. That's what their whole idea is to see how we can eliminate the largest country in the world. And they're not doing it out of hate in each other. You know, I hate Russia, I hate China. No, they're doing it out of power and control. Before they can bring anything down, they want to see if they can bring the big dog down, the United States. And the United States, the people in this country don't even understand you're already down You're just too ignorant to see it. You see what I'm saying? You already down. And again, I would say to anybody, the best thing in it all would have been, but because people just don't believe nothing is really going to take place, I can tell you the only little peace of mind would have been on some sort of land, somewhere where you're away from everybody. That would have been the best peace of mind, because even you being there, Yah knows you there. He can, everybody that represent him, that is his seed, he's coming for them, no matter where they at. Whether they in Chicago, wherever you at, or wherever they at, he's coming for them. So it ain't like they have to be at a certain place. He's coming for what he is. But where that peace of mind, where if it gets dark, or if not if, it will, man is doing all kind of things to tamper with this country, so it can be the one that they bring down first. It's called the big dog, in case y'all didn't know it. So when they sitting around, and I'm sitting here looking at them talking about, well, why is all these Jewish people running out of New York, all of them moving away out of New York? Y'all crazy. They know something that you refuse and you reject, because New York is going to be the main downfall. I was explaining to my son, don't go backwards. Whatever you do, don't go backwards. Because what I try to tell them, and they don't believe nothing. I said, when you're talking about moving somewhere, don't move somewhere that everybody's moving from, because they're smarter than you are. You don't move to a state that everybody's moving from. No. And say for instance, Texas, I would think, and I would say, if anybody wanted to go somewhere out of the and they still in United States of America, would be the land in Texas, I would say, or in Texas, I would say, like in Dallas, or I ain't saying go to Houston, but I'm just still saying. Let me tell you why. That's the only state in this country that will fight back. You see what I'm saying? That would be the last one they would go after. You get what I'm saying? Would be Texas, because Texas follow its own little protocol. It does, like it's a little country itself. Texas has a lot of land also, if anyone wanted to really. And the reason why I say land is, it's nothing more peaceful than to be out in a space where you don't have all city and everybody. And I ain't even just saying the city, because a lot of people think it's just going to be in the city. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, say for instance, where I'm at, this is a apartment like complex. This place will be a mess. Lights goes off, or a virus take place, anything happen. This is sort of place you don't want to be. So I'm going to tell you the truth. You do not want to be around a whole bunch of people. You do not want to be there, because the mindsets of people, you're going to have so many different mindsets, and they're going to be reacting out of all kind of evil ways that they never would have thought that they would react. This is it's a time that people keep denying of my Father, and he calls it tribulation, perilous times. What do you think it means when it says men's hearts shall fail them? Come on now, somebody talk to me. See, y'all don't get it. You don't understand that these things is before us. And I think about it, and I say, I know you coming for me no matter what situation is, what it is. But even me, where I'm at, I think about how and what would I do, in what room would I go in, and stuff like that, and stuff. I think about even my little shed, a little tiny shed on the outside, and I know they will be breaking into sheds, getting everything, and you got sliding doors, so it wouldn't take nothing to knock the windows out of the big living room window. Just I thought about all of that, and the main thing I think about is, no matter what goes on, live or die. If I'm living or dying, I know that right hand coming for me. I know the right hand's coming for me. You see? So with that being said, what I mean is, if people had the chance, Sister Deborah would say, a piece of a land, and you can probably get from 5 to 10 acres, probably less than $5,000. You really can. You really can. We, mentally, we don't think. We don't think at all. We don't think at all. You can get whatever you pretty much want. But when you so content, you don't see it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna. But say for instance, me being the light in my family, something happened. I'm gonna have a spiritual mind to wait on Yah and stand still, not go chasing my grandbabies, not go trying to find my family. I told my kids, don't y'all come looking for me. Don't come looking for me. And they'll tell you, she told us that 8 years ago. Don't come looking for me. Don't come looking for me. Stay together and where you at and try to make it. But don't come looking for me. Don't come looking for me. Now, I have a son in Georgia. How and why? He always out there thinking that he's going to get land and we all are going to live out there. But he's the last person I would want to live with. And you get my point? Honey, I ain't getting no land for you to let. I ain't getting no land when you get land and I'm going to come live out. I don't want that type of land. Okay? If I can't get along with you on this type of land, I don't want to go in the woods with you. You see? So I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't. You see, because a lot of things the Father put before us, and He give us a chance to see things clear. And if we're not able to see things clear, it's because He hasn't given us the eyes to see. I don't know if y'all ever read where it says they say they see, but they cannot see. I want you to understand, ain't no flesh saying that. Ain't no man saying that, y'all. They say they hear, but they cannot hear. That's not a man saying that. That's not a man saying that. That's the Most High Yah. He's letting you know. They say they see, but they cannot see. They say they hear, Deborah, but they cannot hear. See, only He knows that everybody that claims to see, everybody that claims to hear, it's not there. It is not there. But back to what I was saying. When you're away and you're away from everything, then you learn to live a way that you can find ways to eat. You can find things to do to survive. All of that is just good energy. It's just good vibes. It brings about a good vibe. And the reason why I say that is because I'm really good with my hands. I can build things. I can create things. And the Holy Spirit been with me since I was 4. He will cause me to build stuff and grow stuff that I never thought I would probably be able to do. Because when He'd say, do it, you can do it, go on. And when I get out there, I master it, y'all. That's how my whole life, my whole living has been. I don't go out and do stuff. I do stuff I never did before. But when I do it, I master it. Oh, yes. I can give Him all glory and praise for that. I can actually tell y'all. And I don't know if it's He put the anointing in my hand or what. But I tell you one thing. It's nothing I can do that it's nothing I cannot do. When the Spirit say do it or go and do it. And if I think it and I say, well, I wonder if I can do it. When I do it, I even myself have to stand back and say, wow, did I do that? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I've always been like that all my whole living. That's why I chase so many skills. And everywhere I go, I master that skill. And people would say to me, girl, you know how to do everything. Who taught you that? Where you learn that? It's just, that's why I'm saying. I was telling these 2 YouTubers who came to visit me, and I was telling them how I would lay in the fields and just talk to the Most High Yah. I don't care if I don't have no light. I don't care if I don't have no nothing. I look at the stars and look at the moon and just sit there and just commune with the Father. And I told him where I got it from. And this is what has happened, y'all. Y'all will say, Deborah, you just as crazy. I was in a thrift store. I was in a Goodwill. And I was by myself and I was just looking and looking around. All of a sudden, I heard this one lady and her husband. They said, Miss Deborah, Sister Deborah. I'm like, who is this? You know, I'm like, and then they begin to tell me, where are your YouTubers? I'm telling you. And we had such a good time. We really did, y'all. And we spent time, like 3 days doing things together. I learned her husband was trying to start music. And she was a prophet herself. And I got to meet her husband's mother, but her husband's family was Baptist in the church. And they decided to move, I think it was from North Carolina or South or somewhere. And they wanted to move here in Missouri to be with his family because, you know, but his family wanted him to, because they had a church, they wanted him to they didn't want what he believed in, the Most High Yah. They wanted him to keep the tradition of the Baptist church or whatever. But we sure did. But what got me is when I said, isn't this strange? Y'all, you ought to quit. She said, yeah, I'm so and so. I said, yeah, you are one of my YouTubers. And it was just amazing. But what I learned, they had a trailer home. And someone had allowed them to live on their land. And they began to tell me how in that trailer home that they put on that land, or if it was on the land, she said they didn't have no electric or anything. They didn't have no kids. And she was saying how nice and the feeling. She said, Miss Deborah, the feeling out there being on that land. And I can just imagine that feeling that they had. I think she said they lived, I think, 3 years. 3 years. And they didn't have electric in the trailer home or anything. But she said that midnight hour when the moon is out and the stars, just being out there hearing the crickets and just the wind blowing in. She was just, she said we would sit out on the porch and just take all that in. And just her saying that is what stuck with me about how that could feel. And I don't know if they went back or not. I'm sure they did. They went back. I know they didn't stick with the Baptists because she was a prophet and she was called, you know how people say they awakened, and going back that way was backwards. And they was just coming to see if they could stay with the parents, and they wasn't having a good time staying with the parents. She said it wasn't a good feel because they want them to be a certain way. And so I don't know. I never did know what ever happened, because I think they were supposed to be going out of town somewhere and then coming back for some reason. But I don't even think they ever stayed with those. I think they went back. I really do. But that was strange. And that's where I got that idea of even being out by yourself, you know, just out. But my whole idea was, just it's important if that's something that you might even think about. I think that'll bring what you call truly a peace that passes a lot of understanding, and all the issues in the world, you know, they can't come towards you or come after you in that way. Yes, when that time comes, everybody's gonna be coming all kind of ways, but you'll be the last one and everybody can't reach you. You see what I'm saying? Not to say it won't be some still looking around, seeing who they can take stuff from. I'm sure, but I also believe that the Father and the way he's going to take Jacob out of here. And another thing, I think that Jacob, especially Judah, we don't really understand that. I believe there is some sort of Jacob's trouble. I'm going to be honest with you. Because I think we've gotten away with too much to be a chosen nation of people. We've gotten away with too much. Even those that are in the light, we have justified those that are in the darkness. We have made what they do and what they say and how they conduct themselves. We have made them right We have made them the light. We have made them, oh, somebody bothering us. And, we have made them who we are without even looking at the spiritual way Yah created us. And that is a serpent seed and a spiritual seed. And I'm going to explain that. I'm going to have to get off. When you see that the way heavens has orchestrated things with the spiritual seed and the serpent seed, that's going to stick, y'all. That's not going to come in and let all the serpent seed of Judah enter into the kingdom. All the serpent seed of Israel enter into the kingdom. That's not how the Father is going to do this. He's about what he said. He said what he's about. If he's about that which is in the spirit, and he's taught us to understand the spiritual realm, but we reject the spiritual realm. That's what, when he said Hosea, they reject, because they reject the realm of the spirit. If Yah is a spirit, if we reject the ideal of learning the spirit realm, we reject him. And people do it knowingly. But they figured, hey, he either come and meet me where I'm at, whatever. Because people don't understand that. And I said to the Father, I said, Father, that's why they don't understand why darkness put soul there. They put soul there so you'll never find your way home. That's how soul got in here. It ain't no soul. It's flesh and spirit. It ain't no soul, as if the soul somebody. That's not a middleman. No. Either your flesh or your spirit. The Jesuits and the Roman Catholic then put that soul in there, and that's why many people have not found their way home. What is home? Spirit. These places of worship, they don't teach nothing about spirit. So you will get to know your inner man, which is your real self. And just imagine you living and dying, never knowing who you really were. You thought it was about your flesh, the one that's your enemy. And that's how you lived. That's how you walked, that talked, and you act. You conduct yourself, your emotions, your feelings. You took your wisdom and made it about your flesh. You took your knowledge and made it about your flesh. You took your understanding and made it about your flesh. You took your feelings and your emotion and made it about all your flesh. But you never took anything in your spirit. The Father, everything he does it from the spirit realm. And if we have not been taught about the spirit side of us, then we really ain't been taught about him. Because if you can't know about him and he's spirit, when you don't know about you and you are spirit, only one place he come to abide in you, and that is your spirit. So you see how ignorant you can really be, not understanding that all things are spiritual, while you kicking your own spirit to the curb, thinking everything's about flesh. Then what did that tell you? You're walking strictly in darkness because you have not seen the light. The light only represents one thing, y'all: spirit. The light never represent flesh. The light should only and will only represent spirit. You cannot detach the light to the flesh and make it about the flesh, because they have nothing in common. Your flesh is about your flesh. What was that? The Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 5. And it says, the light shineth in darkness, but the darkness comprehended not. That's deep, y'all. 99.9 don't understand just that one little phrase. The light shineth, but the darkness comprehended not. He's letting you know your flesh won't even comprehend that you got a spirit. Why? Because your spirit has eternal. The flesh has only years. It's not here to get anything but the dirt. That's it. And the bugs to eat it up. But your spirit is what lives forever. And just imagine being on this earth and living all these years and never really focusing on the part of you that lives forever. That's sad. That's real sad. But that's what people have done. That's who people are. And that's who they're going to be. But don't ever get around someone that's so fearful of truth. Anybody that's fearful of truth, they are dangerous. They fearful of you quoting the biblical. They fearful of you talking about things in the Bible or that's speaking out of the Bible. They're fearful of any word. Those are the type of people you be very cautious around as far as hanging around them or being around them, because they are actually saying, I can only handle that which is in the flesh. That means I can only handle the things that's in the darkness. You come bringing me something spiritual and it said this and it said this, I can't handle that. I can only handle the things that I can handle in my flesh. And don't think that there's people that's like that, because there is. I done ran up on them too many times. Too many times. And there's a lot of you are like that today. You can hear whatever you want to hear, all kind of things on the news, everything going on in the world. But when somebody pull up and try to teach you the word, all of a sudden you get frightened. All of a sudden you scared. All of a sudden you don't want to hear about that because you're afraid. And there's some sort of fear that you're caught up in that's not of Yah. It's a demonic fear. And a lot of times it comes from the household in which you come from. That's the sort of stuff that was going on all the time. And it still lives in you. Because there are people who don't want to hear truth. I'm going to give you an example. I have an older sister, just as sweet as she can be, y'all. And her and I get along, always did. And she said to me, when I moved in 2004, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And she said, the only one can do that is you. She said, but I want to let you know, when you used to talk about the Bible, and the reason why she was talking about it is because I was telling her that the Father got us. He told me to go to Atlanta. So I was giving her the whole thing. And she said, but you know what? I wanted to tell you, when you used to talk about the Bible and talk about God, you scared me. You scared me. She said, every time. Every time. And did y'all know I knew she was like that? I knew she was like that. But guess what she said? Because every time you said something, as soon as I get to work, it's this one lady that was an elderly lady. She said every word you said. She worked for AT&T. And she was the lady that, she said, a lady that everybody listened to. And she said that lady would say to me exactly what you said. And that just really made me not want to be around you, so I don't have to hear, because then I don't have to hear the lady at the job tell me exactly what you said. That's what she said to me. You see? So I know not just her. It's not just her, but I know it reigned in my family a great deal. And the dangerous thing is that fear, y'all. Anybody fearful of hearing the word of Yah and what it stands for, it's not a person you want to be around. You don't want to deal with that. It's a spirit that says, I only can reason with darkness. You cannot bring me light. That's deep. And that's be very cautious, because there's so many of them out there. And you find yourself even going around people and not even speaking any light. You know why? Or spirit of truth. Because you don't want to offend them and you don't want them to be uncomfortable. Get from away from them. Don't deal with them. Because anytime you have to alternate your light to please darkness, you better get away from it. Because if you don't get away from it, it's going to turn you from the light. And that's a known fact. And it's in our families. It's all over. It's real, you guys. It's not something to play with. It's a very powerful spirit. And its mission is to come to only be able to handle the things in which it is comfortable of handling, as long as it stays in the darkness. It's not here to hear nothing in the light. And that's not a good thing. Anybody in the live chat, do you have any questions? Or you thought about that, getting a small piece? Even this, now 3 acres is pretty big now. Don't get me wrong. 5 is really huge. You see? And that's, I'm telling you, it ain't that you need a lot. It's just that you need a little. And you don't have to, you just constantly put stuff on it until you're ready to just really say, hey, this is where I'm going. You see? Yeah. Yep. And I think that's another thing that I think people don't believe, that it's going to get that crazy. I don't think people are going to get, because I think that the Father is, if he's not informing people or preparing people for what is before us, and that's why I be telling y'all I'm feeling this thing. And if he's not preparing you for it, it's no need in you even coming out of anything. You can even stay in the church if you're in the church. Because the Father is preparing his for tomorrow. You see, he's not preparing us as if we out of here already, but he's preparing us from the inside of knowing what we're going to be facing on the outside. And that's what bothers me when I'm sitting here saying to him, but it don't look like nobody else out here could care less about what's going on. But if you're able to feel these things that's going on, you stick with that. Hold on firm with it, and don't let it be your enemy that you feel those things. Be a good thing, because it's him preparing you from the inside. And see, a lot of people don't know that. They would look at it, I want to know all that dark stuff, that evil stuff, or what's going on, because this is the darkness that I was just telling you about. There are people come down here, they don't want to hear nothing, because they call the light the darkness. You see? And they call darkness the light. And they get comfortable in darkness because they think that the darkness is the light. And that's where they get comfortable. That's why they can't see what's going on in the world. They can't even see what's taking place, because they're blinded to what really is wicked and evil, because they're in the dark seeing things from that standpoint. And they don't care, to see it no other way but that way. And I can just imagine how people want to live comfortable, or to live the way that they want to live in the world. People really wants to just live like that and die just like that. There's no problem with that, because that's just who you come down here to be. So that's what make it no problem, you see. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you, I hope you got something out of it. But I did have a different kind of message that the Father wasn't going to allow me. He wouldn't even let me bring the one up. So I guess it's really, really meant to not go into trying to get people to see something that's clearly seen, is what he said. He said everything is clearly seen now, Deborah. Because they don't react to it, don't mean they don't see it. Okay? It's because it does not move them. Things that's taking place don't move the dark. It caused the light to speak on it, to speak spirit and truth on it. It caused the light to speak about it exists. But darkness, oh, they don't have no problem. They'll stand on a brick wall all day and all night. They don't have no problem with it. You see, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live. And I will be back tomorrow. If, I ain't gonna say if, Yah wills, because everything is his will. We all will be back if it's his will. But I say unto you, appreciate each and every last one of you all, and you have a beautiful night. Shalom and shalom. Thank you. Oh no, that's okay. But you'll start seeing it, and you'll say, well, wait a minute, that's probably what he was talking about. You see what I'm saying? For real, for real. Well, that's what he. But see, notice I gave you a mystery, and I know y'all might not understand it. The mystery is that the prophecy is not coming like it's wrote out. You get what I'm saying? How do you think COVID snuck in? How do you think that got in there? How do you think anything that's actually taking place is happening and nobody said nothing? Because they can't seem they can't seem to match it with the prophecy. They're looking for it to show up identical to the prophecy, and it's not going to. The prophecies are already taking place, and we're missing it because we're looking for it to appear the way we read it. Okay? But it's coming a different route. So I, Sister Deborah, says, I appreciate you, though, each and every last one of you. Shalom and shalom.